We all knew that we were going to go back into the European Union. The Labour Party want to do this. They want to take us back into Europe, and they are going to take us back into Europe. Now, I'm going to play you a clip here, and you'll see the excitement and glee that this man from Newsnight has at the very thought.
Because people who found themselves in Downing Street in recent days are hearing that once the local elections are out of the way next Thursday, and there's obviously the threat from Reform UK, and particularly in the Runcorn by-election, the word is that there is going to be a very, very ambitious deal with the European Union on the table that will cover defence, might cover things like mobility, will cover fishing. It is what is being said before the local elections in private, something very big on the table.
So I disagree strongly with the thought of the UK going back into the European Union. I would not like that, particularly after everything that this nation has been through going through Brexit. But really, it was always obvious that the politicians were ultimately going to get their own way, and the majority of politicians and MPs believes that we should be in the European Union, and the rights and wrongs of that are, to be frank, irrelevant, because the Labour Party have the keys to power. They can choose to do things, and this is what they're choosing to do. They're going to do their very best to take us back into Europe in all but name, and they're going to do that. The problem is that when you have a deal with the EU, you have to align standards, and this is going to mean that we're not going to be able to go and take an independent deal with a country like America, where all the action's happening. The EU is not a high growth environment, it's stagnating, and we're going to attach ourselves to a stagnating economy when the rest of the world is booming. You've got the BRICS countries, you've got America, there's deals everywhere, and the EU moves very slowly. And so in attaching ourselves to the EU, I believe that that's to the detriment of the people of this country in terms of, cash, jobs, prosperity, growth. It's not the correct decision financially, but ideologically speaking, the left believes that this is what needs to be done. And certainly Starmer believes it, his cabinet believes it. The Labour Party as a whole believes we should be back in Europe. And so, they've only been in power like less than a year, and look at what they've done. We've got another 3 to 4 years of this to go. So the way to think of this is, going forward, they're going to do it. And, they're set on that course of action. And so nothing we can do except really observe and see where this goes. Could it be reversed later? Yes, of course. A new political party could just come in and change everything. And of course that's something for the future to think about. But Labour was ultimately always going to want to try and pull us closer to Europe and avoid a deal with America. And that was obvious. Anyway, thanks very much for your time.